all these operational excellence model evolved. Little bit about the history. In the beginning, which is called the artisan era, people were, depending more on the capability of the craftsmen. The quality means it mainly depends on the skill of the people who are involved in the manufacturing of the products or offering of the services. So that is called artisan era. And then later on, what happened? The concept of interchangeability came. Concept of interchangeability. Now, what is interchangeability? I produce products from different plants. I have my manufacturing facility in 10 different locations. I produce from all 10 locations, and then I assemble it in my assembly shop. And though they are produced or manufactured at different places using different machineries, still I could assemble and then final product will have the same quality. So that is called the concept of interchangeability. And then the go gauge and no go gauge were introduced. And this is what we called, the quality control. And this era began. And then Ford assembly line concept came. You know what is the assembly line, where people will be standing in places called their workstations, and then your entire assembly line will be moving, right? Earlier, people were moving here and there to assemble the product, but Ford has come up with an idea of a new assembly line where people need not move. If people are not moving, then what happened? Different forms of wastages gets reduced. And so Ford introduced that model. And then what happened? You all know the restructuring of Japan's economy, what is today called as Industry 3.0. And we know after World War II, the Japan was badly hit, the nuclear bombs and other things. And so the economy was down, and a set of quality experts called the quality gurus, they visited Japan and then taught them everything about quality, and then some of the principles they have learned and they have practiced, and those were taught to Japan. And then what happened? The Japanese, they slowly restructured their industries, and then they started producing products with high levels of quality. And later on, what happened? The Japanese, they visited like Ford, and then benchmarked their practices and came back and then slightly restructured the Ford assembly line concept. And why they have to restructure? Because the Japanese market were not as big as the Americans. So it is a small market, and then there is a lot of diversity in the market, and so they customized the learnings to suit the Japanese market. And they, in fact, we all know the company called Toyota, right? It is the company Toyota who toured Ford, and then they customized the Ford assembly line concept, and they modified it and they gave a specific name called Toyota Production System. And this worked very well for Japan. And then the Japanese products have become very popular because of their best practices. And it has gone to the extent that even Americans could suffer in front of the Japanese quality. And it is that time, somewhere around 1980s, the US-based company Motorola was also struggling to produce, or struggling to meet the quality requirements. And then they came out with an idea, a new idea, and they embarked on an approach called Six Sigma, and using which they could outperform the competition. And then we all know the story of Motorola. So this is how the various eras evolved. And of course, even today, the Six Sigma and then the Toyota production system is today, now we call it as lean, right? And both of them are very popular even today. And that is what we are trying to understand in this program also. We'll again talk about the history. So some of the important quality principles are, we need to be customer focused in anything we are doing, whether you are manufacturing a product or we are offering a service. We might be producing anything, and then we are into any domain. But it is very important we understand the customer's requirement. And customers, in according to the quality philosophy, customers are not just the end users who pay for your product. Anyone who is impacted directly or indirectly by your product, they are called customers. So always, two types of customers exist. One is external customer and another one is internal customers. We need to understand the requirements of all forms of customer, and then we need to have a process and process centric approach, because it is the process that is responsible for the quality in the product. So we should always have a process centric and system based approach, because finally the system speaks, right? So many processes and then the components constitutes your system, and we need to always have a systems approach. And then our decisions should be data based, or you call it fact driven. Any decision you take, it should be based on the fact, right? So these are some of the quality principles which we need to always maintain in our workplace, and so that our customer experience will be at its best. So I just wanted to play a video which can talk about